Hey everyone, welcome back to It Quick Academy again. This is Anshul Srivastav. So in today's video, we are going to talk about one of the core concept in React, which is props. So if you are learning React and you want a clear understanding for React, you should know what is prop. So let's dive into what props are and how they are important. So what are props? First thing first, let's understand uh, what props actually are. In simple terms, props are short for properties, right? So they are a way for you to pass information from one React component to another component. Let's understand like this. If you are just consider you have a box, right? Consider component as a box, and props are the contents that go inside that box. Whatever you put inside the box, this is props, right? So in React components, uh, they are the building blocks of your application. Props are what allow you to customize these building blocks by providing different data to each instance of the component. They let you send information from a parent component down to a child component. Um I know right now it's a bit might be difficult for you what I'm saying to you, but I will cover the coding part in the next video for sure to make you understand better what are props. So, how do props work? Imagine you have a parent component, and inside it, there is a child component. So, the parent component can pass data to the child component through props. This allows child components to receive values that it can use to render or perform actions. One thing to remember here is what props are read only. This means that once you pass a value to a child component, the child can only use prop value. It cannot change it, right? So props are like constants. You cannot modify them inside the child components. So props as customization we talk about now. Props are essentially used to customize the way a component behave or looks. Let's say you have a button component and you wanted to display a different text or trigger or different actions based on it. You can use it on your application. You can pass the data for the text, it you can pass it like as a prop, and the button component will use that text, making it more flexible and reusable. So without props, you would have to write separate components for each specific case, which goes against the idea of building reusable components. So with props, the same component can be used in multiple places with different value or behaviors. Why are props important? Props are actually essential for communication between components in React. They enable a flow of data from parent to child components. It makes the UI dynamic and interactive. In fact, props are one of the main ways in React which keeps component modular and reusable. So without props, components would not be able to communicate with each other, and your app would be more static and harder to maintain. So it's important for you to understand that props are often compared to state in React, but they serve different purposes. Props are passed downward from parent to child components, whereas state is local to the component and that owns it. I will talk about a state in another videos. So you can use a state to store data that can change over time, but props are passing data to a component that should remain unchanged during the component's life cycle. So props allow you to pass all kind of data to a component like string, numbers, arrays, objects, or even functions, right? For instance, you can pass text to heading components, numbers to calculator components, or function for button component to specify what should happen when the button is clicked. Another important thing for you is that if a parent component does not pass a value for certain prop, you can set a default value in the child component. This way, if no value is provided, the child component will use a fallback value instead, like as a default value instead. So React also provides a way to validate props using sometimes called prop types. Then ensures that right type of data is being passed into a component. For example, if a component expects a string but gets a number, then React will give you a warning to help you to avoid such bugs. So to summarize, props are a way to pass data and customization options from parent to child component in React. They help make components dynamic, reusable, and allow for better communication between parts of your application. They are read-only, meaning that while the child component can use them, you cannot modify them. Props are one of the core concepts in React that make React so powerful. So that's all for today. We talk about props in React. I hope this will give you a clear understanding of how props work in React and how they are important. And we'll do some practice in the next video. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.